Ahoy friends, welcome to building the Alpha Beachcomber, a project to build a 1890s style racing dory like those built by William Chamberlain out on Marblehead. Lines taken by John Gardner and illustrations by Sam Manning from the Dory book. Anyway, I just finished up planing the planking and about to start cutting the scarf for the number 1 planks. Alright, so just finished planing the finished rough planing anyway, the 2 halves of the number 1 plank for the port side. So next thing is to cut the scarf joint on these, glue them up, and then I left enough wood on the planks where I can run them once or twice through the planer at full length and clean up that scarf joint. You know, if there's any glue hanging out of it or any slight irregularities as to the plank thickness, you know, at the joint. The planer will take care of that. Alright, so now I'll clean out a spot here in the shop. Oh. So I'm just kind of trying to get the grit off the floor here because we're going to lay the plank down on the floor to start the scarfing process. There you go, got a piece of grit there. Never hurts to sweep the shop once in a great while, you know, once a year, whether it needs it or not. Alright, so here's the piece of the plank that we're going to scarf. Swap the floor. And we'll clamp it to the floor. I've got a piece of wood on the plank so that I don't dent the wood. Get my square. So we've got about a little bit more than 1/2 inch, so it's close to 3/8. So with 1/2 inch, we went with a 3-inch scarf, So I think if we go with a 4-inch scarf on the 3/8 will be pretty good. 4 inches over a 1/2 inch, so that'll be 8-inch. Let's see. So first of all, I'll strike a square line to the end of the board. This is pretty close, so I guess I don't need to strike a square line. We'll just use the end of the board, then we'll go in 4 inches. Make a tick mark. Just kill the mosquito. Someone's watching this far in the future and mosquitoes have become extinct, I'm sorry for contributing to the extinction of that vile species, but yeah, at this point in time it's part of our ethos here on Earth to kill mosquitoes. So I guess I'm a man of my time if you could have judged me for that. So the next thing to do would be to get the adze up and running. All I gotta do that is find my adze head. Oh, it's over on the bench where it's supposed to be. Imagine that. I don't even remember putting it back, but I guess I did. Long adze handle. And something tells me that I'll also get some feedback if I don't change my shoes. Even though adzing in sandals is just a great way to pass the day. Alright, so the basic idea with the adze is just take off a fair amount of Alright, so the adze wanted a longer scarf. Looks like we're going to be going like 5 inches maybe. Where I set down the square. Well, there's the square. Oh, here's a ruler though. Okay, yeah, so it's going to be a lot closer to 5 inches. Maybe even a 6-inch scarf, which would be 12 to 1. So, over a ½ inch, 12 to 1 is a pretty good scarf, so we'll just... Okay. So 5 inches is here, 6 inches is here. Yeah, so we'll go with 5 inches, because then we'll lose 10 inches in the plank. We won't lose a whole foot. And I'm trying to cut out some of the end of each of these planks, so I don't want to lose a whole foot. It looks like that'll be fine at 5 inches. Yeah. All right. We'll get the other one in here and cut that one. So last scarf didn't matter because it was the first scarf we're cutting. This scarf, we got to figure out which side is the inside and which side is the outside, and then orient the board so that same will be with same when it's scarfed up with that one. So the scarf angle there is shorter on the inside, so we need the scarf angle here to be shorter on the outside of the plank. And this is the inside of the tree, so it's going to be the outside of the plank. Because we put the planks on inside out versus how they came off the tree. We're going to be scarfing this end, so this one does need to be cut square. So we'll do that first. Alright, so we got that square, and we cut our last scarf to 5 inches, so we'll cut this one to 5 inches. Alright. You can see I've got this edge to the edge of the shop here where I put on the addition, but the addition's still a little low, so it works out well as a scarfing platform. Yeah. Like I said, I'm out of my sandals and into my combat boots. Not so much because I plan to chop my foot, as I don't want to get any thumbs down on the YouTube algorithm. Alright? It's all about those views and subscribes. So I had a 4-inch scarf before, and when I was swinging the adze I went out to 5 inches. So now when I'm swinging the adze I'm aiming for 4 inches again. So I'm aiming significantly in from the Alright, close enough, almost. So I'm aiming significantly in from the edge of the line. And there's all kinds of different ways that you see people cutting scarves on various boat channels. I've just never gotten around to making a like a router scarfing jig or anything like that. I've just found that whenever I'm ready to cut a scarf, I don't want to go build a jig. And once I've cut the scarf, then I don't have any reason to build the jig either. And by the time you got a jig out and set it up, I'm making these planks one at a time, you know, so it's not like I could scarf all the planks in one go and then put the jig away. And these things come out pretty perfect after just a few minutes with the adze, and then clean them up to finished with the hand plane. You don't have to go any further than that. So, let's see, get this stuff out of the way and set up the hand planing portion of the operation. the block. I'll show you what I just did. So here's the plank on the bench. I've got the plank up on a block right about where the line comes, and then you'll see we'll put the other plank up there. And then cut on the first plank, cut in the second plank. Got another kickstick here. So we'll use that to secure the planks to the bench. I don't know what we do without the roof here. I don't know how these guys who build the big boats do it, you know, outdoors without a roof to clamp anything off of. We'd be lost without this roof. So I had this plane set for planing oak, because the last thing we did with it was planing the bevels on the stem and transom for that garter plant. And it's just flying through the pine like it's not even there. Sheer joy of cutting pine. It just cuts like butter. Alright, and that's a scarf cut. Now what I'm going to do is take the angle that I was playing on the top board. Bring it down to the bottom board. Make sure that I got a nice feather edge on this as I'm doing it. Because now I'm planing off of one board and onto the other board, so I'm kind of transferring that angle. So the angle pretty much transferred onto the other board. I'll swap places. This board up with that board. This cuts so beautiful. Planing down onto the first board again. Just about there. tradition of scarfing planks on dories, especially Swampscott dories. And, you know, while they weren't glued like they are today, like we're doing anyway, you know, they would you put some linseed oil or some tar or whatever on the surfaces, a little thread of cotton on the ends, because the ends were cut square, so you'd ram a piece of cotton in there when you were putting them together, a little thread of cotton, and then the planks would be riveted with 5 rivets per plank per scarf, and the scarves were cut specifically to end the inside of the scarf on a frame. It was almost always the number 4 frame, so that would be the aftmost frame. So the feather edge of the inside of the scarf landed on that frame, and then there were nails driven through that into the frame, and that's you know. And then the outside of the scarf had the multiple rivets in it to hold that down. So, and that was pretty typical for Swampscott dories, to get the kind of kick in the shear that they got down towards the stern. Alright, so yeah, let's kind of take a look at the final result here. So there's the 2 scarves, and yeah, we'll nail those down to the floor and glue them up, and they'll be good to go. Anyway, we probably won't get to that this video, but you know, next time we'll be scarfing up the number 1 plank. Thanks for stopping by building the Alpha dory, and yeah, see you next time out in the shop. Peace.